What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com and welcome back to another week of the Kentucky Derby Top 5 Prospects. We've been doing this since November, and here we are. We have got only one Kentucky Derby prep left, and it's a small one this weekend in Lexington, Kentucky at Keeneland for the Lexington Stakes. So all the major preps are done. I said last week we're going to have an idea. This is the week we're really going to know one way or the other as we come back here where we're going to go. Well, picture's about as clear as mud right now, in my opinion. I think this is going to be wild and wacky. Let's get to the Kentucky Derby top 5. Let's see what we got here. At number 5, I'm going to go with Kingsbarns. That's right, Kingsbarns, winner of 3 races in a row, including the Louisiana Derby last time out for Todd Pletcher. You're going to hear Todd Pletcher's name a lot in these top 5 rundown here. Kingsbarns, obviously a horse with a lot of talent. You like the running style. You like that he can win on the lead. Also like that he's been able to win from a little ways off the lead as well. He's a little bit more tactical than the other 2 Pletcher runners. That's going to be good news for him. We'll see, though. He is lightly raced. Just 3 starts, no races as a 2-year-old. Of course, that's always a big thing. But I do think Kingsbarns at number 5 is going to be a horse we're going to hear a lot from. Number 4, 2 Fills for me. Winner of the Jeff Ruby Stakes at Turfway Park. If you believe in buyers, I don't, but if you do, he has the highest buyer on the Kentucky Derby trail as far as what's been earned in prep races, or what's been assigned in prep races, I should say. However, it came on the synthetic, and that is a big thing. His best race did come on the synthetic track at Turfway Park in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. That is a little bit of a question mark. He has run pretty well on the dirt as well, though. I think we can trust him to show up and run a pretty good race. I think he's getting better with each race as well. So I do like 2 Fills. I'll put him at number 4. Number 3, well, he's been number 1 on my list since November. I have not wavered. I've wavered now. Number 3 is going to be Forte for me. I moved him down to number 3. I'll explain why with the top 2 finishers, or the top 2 horses on this list. Forte being at number 3, does that mean I'm not going to pick him to win the Kentucky Derby? No, not necessarily. I think post position sometimes in the Derby is a little overrated. I think this year it's going to be very, very important because they all seem to be a little bit the same. They're pretty competitive up top. So post positions and projected trips are going to mean an awful lot. They always do. They're going to mean more this season. So, but at number 3, I do have Forte. I don't like the regressing numbers. I don't really like how he's looked, especially last time out. He ran really well. It was impressive. It wasn't overly impressive, though. It wasn't like, wow, he's going to definitely win the Derby type impressive to me. I'll put him at number 3. He may end up still being the top pick, may moving back up. For this week, I'm going to put him at number 3 as we further evaluate this thing. At number 2, I'm going to put Derma Sotogake in this number 2 spot. Derma Sotogake, the UAE Derby winner. Listen, I always toss a UAE Derby winner, but not now, not when these Japanese horses are winning all over the world, including Mandarin Hero last week at Santa Anita. Now, here's the deal. Mandarin Hero, who was said to kind of be the 2nd or 3rd string circuit over at Japan. He was not running on the big circuit like Derma Sotogake. Mandarin Hero came over to Santa Anita and nearly beat a horse that everybody had ranked in the top couple of spots in Practical Move. Mandarin Hero, 1 jump after the wire, wins the Santa Anita Derby, but loses it by a nose. Now, I would have him kind of thinking about ranked up here in the top 5. He currently is not in the Kentucky Derby, doesn't have enough points yet. Tune into another video I'll do on him, though, and we'll see if he can get in. So anyway, Derma Sotogake, he was said to be Japan's biggest threat, for most of the year. He did go over, and he was super impressive in the UAE Derby. I said, not a big fan of UAE Derby horses coming to the Kentucky Derby. Different circumstances right now with as well as these Japanese horses are running. I really like Derma Sotogake. He can get the trip, too. He sits a very nice trip for what could be projected for the Kentucky Derby. So I'll put him at number 2. Number 1 for me is going to be Tapit Trice. And you might think, well, you were at the Bluegrass and maybe you were biased. I always go to the Bluegrass, and no, I don't ever pick the Bluegrass winner. Well, I did pick Essential Quality, so not ever, but I usually don't pick the Bluegrass winner of the Kentucky Derby, so forget about that. But I just thought Tapit Trice did what he needed to do and what I've been saying he needed to do ever since the Tampa Bay Derby. Everybody went nuts. He was way too far back. He's a closer. He's going to have a hard time. And I kept saying, I don't think he's a natural closer. I think he's closing because you really got to tell this horse what to do. He's kind of goofy. I don't think he's got it all figured out yet. I said I would not be at all surprised if Luis Saez really sends this horse in the bluegrass and gets him in a little bit better position. And that's exactly what he did. He sent him out of the gate pretty hard. He got mid-pack. He sat there mid-pack. He made a nice move on the backstretch to get in third. And he ran the whole backstretch sitting in third. So this is not a closer. It's just a goofy horse. He's not there mentally. I think anybody would tell you that. But boy, is he something physically. And so he turns for home. Verifying takes off after a perfect trip. Tapit Trice goes and gets him late. It was a great two-horse race. Those two really battled it out, with Tapit Trice getting the best of him late. This horse, he has so much growing up to do mentally, though. He really does. Physically, my goodness. Tapit Trice looks like the Derby winner physically. He is a beautiful horse. He is huge. And boy, that stride is very, very long. And I just think with a long stretch at Churchill Downs, if Tapit Trice can round that corner and he's within range, he's going to be ultra tough to hold off. So I'm going to put Tapit Trice number 1 on the list. Like I said, it's February 10th as I sit here and make this video. We'll see if it changes. But right now, Tapit Trice on the list for now at number 1. Hopefully he doesn't get an inside post for the Derby. I think that would hurt him. Hopefully he draws outside. But you know what? That is a discussion for another day, and why I'm not committing to anybody as my top pick right now, because post positions are really going to make a huge difference this season. All right, let's recap it. Number 5, Kingsbarns. Number 4, Two Fills. Number 3, Forte. Number 2, Derma Sotogake. And number 1, Tapit Trice. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. This won't be the last one we do. We've got a prep this weekend that could have an influence on things. We'll see what happens in Lexington. Workouts, horses getting hurt and defecting from the race. There's a ton going on. So we will be back next week and the next and the next with a Kentucky Derby top 5 for you guys. But as for now, that's this week's. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. We're up over 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much if you're one of those 10,000. We greatly appreciate it. And most importantly, we'll see you next week for another Kentucky Derby top 5.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.